Okay, so since I've been losing just constantly on the Epic, and I only started that because, well, I wasn't even on Epic, I was on Impossible. So the difficulty level is beginner, easy, medium, epic, and impossible. And that all is based on the horde size. So since I've been losing constantly and haven't been able to win a one-player game, I'm gonna try it on the weakest size with 4 players, with only one person. This is to simulate actual 4 players playing this game. So now I started everything back. I haven't even changed out the epic foe since I've never even got up to the epic yet. This is the big boss. So started everybody back at the capital city. We have the warlord, barbarian, cleric, and sorcerer. Warlord is red, barbarian is blue, the cleric is yellow, and the sorcerer is green. Okay, so everything starts off at a threat value of 1 except for the capital city, and I've just thrown out a forest and a coast. There's no one to defend, so the forest goes to 2 and the coast goes to 2. Player blue, so that's the barbarian. I'm going to move 1 and I'm gonna stay there, but I'm gonna fight once. Green. Okay, so the green, move 1, 2, and fight for 1. Red. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the ruins and fight for 1. I'm gonna stay at the ruins. Oh, the warlord has a special ability. I can move a player, so I'm gonna actually move 1 space. I'm gonna move the cleric to the plains. So now I'll move the cleric to the coast, and I'll fight twice. 1, 2. Coast takes 1. I'll defend the coast, take 1 point of damage, and I will defend. Warlord will defend the ruins. The coast gets hit and the mountains get hit. So take 1 to the mountains, and the coast, the cleric will defend the coast. The ruins will be defended by the warlord, and the mountains will take 1. So now it's the horde turn. Flip over the horde. The barbarian will prevent the plains, and the sorcerer will prevent the forest. So looking at the first round, the mountains are at 3 points damage. 1 more point, you lose the mountains. The coast is at 1 to 0. The desert's at 1. The ruins is at 0. Forest is at 1. The plains are at 1. Capital city is not taking any damage. So I've got the cleric. My strategy is I got the cleric on the coast because of special ability I can move to any region. So my plan is when I get someone too low, on the cleric's turn I can actually move to wherever I want and hopefully heal that person, and maybe even switch them out. The plains, having someone on the plains, I can defend the coast and the forest from the plains. And I got someone on the ruins because my plan is to, on their turn, to reduce the attack on something else. Okay, so green player. Okay, so I'm going to use the sorcerer's special ability. Now I'm starting to see that sorcerer's not really working out being on the forest. So I'll use special ability to reduce threat level by 3. 1, 2, 3. Reduce the mountains to 0, and I'll take 1 move to the plains. Red. I will actually move. Seeing the warlord's probably better off in the desert, so I'll move 1 space to go to the desert. I'll fight for 1. I'm going to stay there. Yellow. I'm going to move from the coast. I'm not going to use special ability. I'm just going to move to the plains, and I'm going to heal the sorcerer for 1. So that's 1. Heal is 1, and then I'm going to move to the capital city for the cleric. Coast takes 1, and the mountains take 1. The ruins take 1, and the mountains take 1. Coast takes 1, and the ruins take 1. Coast takes 1, and the forest takes 1. Now blue player. I'm going to go to the coast, and I'm going to fight twice. 1, 2, and I think that'll be it. So ruins take 1, and the forest takes 1. So right now the coast is at 1, the desert's at 0, ruins are at 3, mountains are at 2, forest is at 3, plains are at 1. Mountain takes 1, and the coast takes 1, but I can prevent that with the barbarian. Oh, this is not working out. Okay, both mountains and the ruins. Okay, so mountains and ruins have fallen. Ruins have taken 1, and the coast has taken 1, and actually I'm going to let it take the damage. Coast takes 1, I'm going to let it take the damage, and the forest has taken 1. Now the forest is destroyed. Blue player. Okay, so the blue player I'm going to fight 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Green player. Oh, wrong time to use the green. Jeez, I can't do anything. Sorcerer is fully healed. Cleric is also fully healed. Nothing. I'm just gonna sit there. Red player. I'll go to the capital. Use a special ability to go to the capital. Oh, I can. Do I want to? No. Well, yeah. I'll move. Also, the cleric to the plains. Yellow player. I will go to the coast. And forest takes 1, and the desert takes 1. Okay, so into this round, I've got the forest has fallen, the mountains have fallen, and the ruins have fallen. Again, this is on the easiest difficulty. And I'm acting as though there's 4 players. And 1 player you would normally only have 2 characters, but I'm trying to see how this works with 4. Okay, red player goes. I'm going to go to the plains. Coast takes 1. I can prevent that. I'll prevent it with the cleric. And ruins take 1, so ruins take 1. Desert takes 1. Forest takes 1. And coast takes 1, and I'll prevent that with the cleric. Blue player, I will go to the desert. And I will fight twice. 1, 2. Mountains take 1, and I've fallen. City has fallen. So, this is at the lowest difficulty, and I guess you could say it's just been just a bad hand, but still, even at the lowest difficulty, I haven't been able to defeat this. Okay, so I'm going to try back at the basic, just for this is the easiest level, so this is at beginner level with 1 player. So I've set it all up. Everything, we got coast, desert, ruins, mountains, forest, plains. Everything's at 1. The capital is at 0. Barbarian is red. Sorcerer is blue. Okay, red player gets to go. Plains gotta be at 1. I'll move the. I will move the barbarian to the ruins. Fight once, and I'm actually going to stay there. Okay, the desert takes 1, and the coast takes 1. The plains take 1, and the desert takes 1. Blue player goes. I will move to the plains, and I'll spend 2 points to reduce the threat by 3. So I'll reduce the desert, and that'll be the end of that. Blue gets to go again. I will then I will spend 2 points to reduce the coast to 0, and I'll fight once. So I'll reduce the plains. Red player, I will use the ruin special ability to reduce the mountains and raise the ruins, so that's 1. I'll then attack the ruins, which brings it down to 0, and I'll stop there. Plains take 1, sorcerer will prevent that, and the ruins will take 1, barbarian will prevent that. So now it's the horde's turn. Horde will attack the forest. I'll prevent that with the sorcerer special ability. The plains, I can defend these 2 adjacent coasts, so I'll prevent 1 damage to the forest. And the coast takes 1. I will do the same. So preventing both the damage to the forest and the coast, which drops the sorcerer down to 0 health. So sorcerer cannot defend right now. Red player, everything's at 0. Well, okay, I will reduce the plains to 1, raise the ruins, and then I'll fight. So that's 2. I will then move to the capital. Ruins take 1, plains take 1. Sorcerer can't defend it. Red player, I will then go to the plains and fight for 1, and that's gonna be it. Coast takes 1. I will prevent the damage from the coast, so that's 1, and the desert takes 1. Okay, so plains take 1. Barbarian will defend it, and the desert takes 1. Blue player, so I will spend 2 points. I'll reduce the desert to 0, and I'll move to the capital. Oh, okay, I will reduce the ruins by reduce to 0, and just stay at the capital. So the horde, desert takes 1, mountains take 1. Okay, so around the sorcerers in the capital city, so it gets healed. The desert takes 1, and the coast takes 1. I will then move to the ruins, and I'll spend 2 points to reduce the desert to 0. Plains take 1, can't defend it, and desert takes 1. Blue player, I will spend 2 points to raise the coast to 0, and I will reduce the plains to 0 and put 1 to the ruins. Red player. Oh, I'm just going to go to the capital. Plains take 1, ruins take 1. I can defend that though with the sorcerer. Red player, I'm just going to stay there. And horde's turn. Plains take 1, forest takes 1. Okay. Plains take 1, desert takes 1. Plains are destroyed. Ruins take 1. Red player. 1, 2. I'll fight for 1. Desert takes 1. Coast takes 1. Blue player. I will spend 2 points to reduce the desert to 0, and I'll fight in the ruins for 1. I will, blue player again, I will use the ruins to reduce that, increase the threat by 2 for 1 point, and then I'll fight twice. Reduces the ruin to 0. Red player, I will 1, 2, and I'll stay there. And the horde's turn is mountains and ruins, and I'll prevent the damage for ruins. Okay, red player, I will move 1, and I'll go 2. Go to the forest. Oh, and I'll fight for 1. Desert takes 1. Coast takes 1. Blue player, I'll spend 2 points to remove the mountains to 0, and I'll fight for 1. Blue player, I will spend 2 points to lower the desert to 1, and I'll just stay there. Red player, I actually forgot to heal him beginning of the round for being in the capital, and I will, for 2 action points for the force special ability, for 2 action points you can reduce a threat by 1. I'm going to do that, and the only one who's got a threat level is the coast. So, and then I'm going to stop right there. Plains take 1, so the capital takes 1, and the desert takes 1. Plains take 1, and the ruins take 1. I can prevent the ruins, so ruins are at 0. So I prevent it with the sorcerer. Now we are on the epic. So this is this epic card is the floating eye. You start off at the mountain, and its special ability, it's not going to zoom in, I guess, but its special ability is when it gets hit, it actually moves, rotate 1 space clockwise when hit. So it just keeps moving when you hit it. And this little black piece goes on the epic, so it's its health. Okay, so red player, I will then move 1, and then I'll attack twice. 1, 2. It has a special ability. You may use 2 health points instead of 1. Okay, so 1 health point gives you 2 actions. So I'm going to go 1, 2. So I'm spending 2, so now I have 4. And with that, well, actually, I take that back. Because of its special ability, it got hit, so it is actually moved. But I still have 4 actions. So spend 1, I got 3 more. 1. So now it's moved again to the plains. So now I'm going to move to the plains, and now I have 2 more actions, and it's now dead. So the barbarian has defeated the floating eye. So now let's just see if I can survive. I believe the game ends as the victor right here, but I still have the horde, the action, so let's see if we can survive it. The desert takes 1, and the plains take 1, which takes 1 damage. Blue player, okay, so I'm going to spend 2 points to reduce the desert, and so I'm going to just stop right there. I can't defend because the sorcerer is at 0, and the plains take 1. Blue player, I guess I'll just stop right there. Everything's at 0. Red player, everything's at 0. Coast takes 1, and desert takes 1. So yes, I have defeated it at the easiest level. Great job. So thank you for watching. So it is possible to defeat it. However, that was at the easiest level. So what makes the level difficult is the horde gets more characters. So the match goes on longer. So thank you for watching.